Hi everybody, this is Ron, and today is June the 10th of 2012, and right now I'm in the beautiful little bustling non-metropolis of Sweet Springs, Missouri with Dan Merrick. You want to say hello, Dan?
Hello, how's it going?
All right, and also another gentleman by the name of Dan Grieve, who also lives in Missouri, down south of here. What's the name of the town?
Springfield.
Springfield?
Springfield, actually near Ava. Springfield area.
Wonderful.
Missouri.
All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be just talking to these guys, let them talk really mostly, because I'm really interested in hearing what they have to say about how they came to be part of our organization, talk about their level of development, and I'll ask some questions, but mostly I just want to hear what they have to say. So let's start with you, Dan, if we may here. Let me scoot on up here a little bit. All right, so now, how long have you been with Gadget Man?
With Gadget Man, a personal license holder, about 5 months.
About 5 months now. All right, and how many modifications have you finished?
In that time, I've done 5.
Okay.
I'm actually new to the area, so I was renting a house, learned the Gadget Man groove, got signed up, and then right after that, moved locations, went into a house remodel, so I haven't been able to put a lot of time into that. But what I have done, I've done 5 cars so far. All the 5 guys are very happy.
Oh,
and,
cool.
And I'm happy as well.
Okay, so let's go back in time to when you just heard about the Gadget Man groove. Can you tell me about that?
Sure. I had recently purchased a new car, and I was concerned on gas mileage as my #1 buying decision. So I picked a 2011 Ford Fiesta. Based on the good gas mileage, and I was up in St. Louis. Overheard a friend of mine talking about this little groove that gets cut in the air intake, and so I asked him, "What is that?"
What was his name? First name?
Well, I don't want to say his name because
first name?
No, I don't want to say his name because I asked him about it, and he really didn't tell me a lot more. And I was back in St. Louis later. I heard him mention again. I kept asking him, email, calling him, "What's this groove? What is it?" And I didn't get any response from him.
Oh, okay.
So I went to the website and started Googling groove in throttle body, these sort of things, and I came upon Gadget Man Groove.
Okay.
Sent my friend an email saying, "Is this what you're doing? Is this it?" And I didn't get any response from him. But I liked what I saw, and I'm more of the kind of person that likes to look at all the things and all the details and then make an educated decision. So I researched the groove. I looked at forums. I looked at different opinions. Until then I found a video online of Ron explaining in detail the physics and mechanics of how the groove works and what happens with the airflow and what happens in your 4-stroke engine.
You're a really analytical person, aren't you?
And so when I saw that video, then I understood it's not a gimmick. This is how it works. I understand how it works, and now I can invest in this. I want to get it done. So on the website there's a button you can click on that says Get Grooved. Find a Gadget Man near you, and Dan Merrick was the closest one to me. So I came up here near Kansas City, and we got it grooved. And the average gas mileage in the Ford Fiesta was at 38, and it took it up to about 43, 44.
Well, that's not bad.
And I did make a trip out to Denver, and I think it's something with the air pressure there, but I was jumping up to 48, 49, sometimes 50. It's the difference with the altitude, but out here in Missouri, I was definitely making an improvement.
Yeah, wonderful. All right, so now you've been hanging around Gadget Man land for about 5 months now.
Yeah.
Okay, and when you first started out, you were curious, and you learned some things, and you were curious enough to actually have the groove performed by Dan Merrick.
Right.
Okay. Following that experience, you decided to go to the next level.
Yes.
What was that?
Sure. I got my car grooved. I saw an immediate response with the power and the torque. The gas mileage, of course, was improving. And then as I read through the website more, I was realizing that Ron had set this up to be something that anyone could do. If you have a skill set able to change your oil, then you should be able to do this. And I said, okay, let me try it. So I called Ron, asked a couple questions, read some more on the forums, and decided, let me sign up for this because I'm new to the area. I was looking for jobs. I thought this is a great one. I can do a little business on the side here, it will only grow as much as I work on it. So that puts a business opportunity into my hands that I can grow as much as I'm able.
So you're talking about the personal license program.
The personal license program.
Okay,
Right.
all right. Because we just went past that level.
Right.
So you started out just as a curious person.
Right.
You became a convinced customer.
Yeah, convinced customer.
Okay.
Signed up for the personal license program.
All right.
And proceed to do a lawnmower of my own, and that worked. So then I did some other cars with friends, and they were very happy. Good results. And so Ron put out a generous offer of taking a good step up to the certified level, and I was in a position that I could do that, fortunately. And so I went for that step to do that. I will
So now
say,
now you're certified. Okay. All right. What does it mean?
what does it mean to me?
Yeah. What does it mean to you? Yeah. What does it mean?
What it means to me, it's of course a way to make income, something that is portable. I can take with me if I'm traveling somewhere. I could groove cars on the way. It's providing for my family. It's something that I have more control on. I'm not looking to an employer that if their business is going bad, that I am affected. It becomes my business. So now I'm responsible for it, and it's only as big as I can take it there. Ron has made a wonderful discovery here and research, and it's providing a very good offer to people that want to get involved, and there's some that are doing very well.
Because I get a lot of these really just not off the wall. They're very serious, but I have to smile because people they come in and they say, oh yeah, right, yeah, that one. Oh yeah, cutting the groove will make a difference. But it does. You know it does. All right. Yeah, but I'm not a salesman. So I count on the evidence to carry the Gedgeman Groove forward in the market. And I consistently wind up with more and more people very much like you that were curious. Most of the curiosity seekers, they don't even actually take the step of getting the groove done. Even with the 100% money back guarantee, it's not enough to convince them. Of course, bad things have been known to happen in the past. And here you go from finding this thing that really sounds totally weird, can't possibly work. You see a video that says, wait a minute, this kind of makes sense. And then you go to lay $5,000, your hard-earned money, on the table to do this as a business. You started with a $500 bill, say, okay? And that $500 bill, you're now machining that into a business. I think that's pretty cool.
It is.
So, I mean,
what other franchise sort of or business opportunity can you get into that has that price tag? Sure, $5,000 is a big ticket there, but it's compared to other businesses. What else can you do like that?
Yeah, and you get to set your own schedule, and
it's my schedule. It's as much as I make it, and Ron has given something that I can make it into something.
So tell me, if you could tell anybody out there anything about the Gedgeman Groove or Gedgeman Lynn or Gedgeman himself, me, or anything about what we're doing here, what would you tell them? I mean, here's your chance.
I would say, So I'm saying I would say research it and learn how it works, and then you will see. But I know a lot of people aren't into research and things like that. So take it from my recommendation. Get it done. It does have a full money back guarantee. Ron will guarantee that. And so if you don't get the a result there, improvement in your vehicle, you get your money back. It's a groove that's cut, and it's fully reversible. It can be filled in and polished. As far as the airflow is concerned, it was never there. And so, but when it is there, it's there. It works.
All right, great.
That's the thing.
Great. All right, so is the Gedgeman Groove a good thing?
It is a very good thing.
Are you making any money at this yet?
I'm just about to.
All right.
Just got certified, and so now I can have it grow, and I got the full support of the company behind me, and I'm looking at some marketing things, and it's going to grow.
Oh yeah, one other thing now. Okay, support. right? Because there's lots of people out there that take your money and just toss you to the wolves. Do you feel, I mean, you put your money on the table.
I did.
What do you need from us, and how much are we giving?
Okay, well, I'll say this first is I don't feel like I'm working with a company. I'm working directly with Ron. I met him for the first time. We had a couple phone conversations, but I met him the first time this morning. He gave me a hug. What business leader is going to be doing that? So,
this one.
There's an incredible forum that's online of other gadget men, and as a personal license user before this, I would have some questions. I would post my questions on there, and I would get about 3 or 4 different answers that I could choose from. Also calling some other guys. It's a very extensive knowledge base of people that it's a great resource. So the Gadget Man family is what we call it.
So do they act like a family? I mean, I've been on some of these forums where people just bite each other's heads off.
Yeah, there's. I've seen some forums like that as well. This is a different forum. It's everybody's, I'll say, like-minded and is solution-oriented, quick to give suggestions, and not corny, jokey solutions, but really thought out some clever things. It's a really good place to get information.
Yeah, thank you.
About the groove and how to cut it and make it work.
So you happy?
I'm very happy.
Good. All right then. All right, so we're going to turn back around here now, and I got to tell you, whenever I hear people talk about what's happening in Gadget Man land, I'm extremely honored. It wasn't the easiest thing to build because there's been a lot of people fighting against the principles that I choose to stand for. And the most amazing thing is that I've found other people that believe as I believe, and they want to stand up and stand for what I want to stand for also. So I'm no longer alone, and neither are you. Well, let's just stop that because I want to break out in tears. And I'm just going to say, hi, Dan.
Hello.
So why don't you tell us your story, Dan, and I'll get my eyes dried here.
I've been working on vaporizing fuel and fuel economy since 1977. I've made several vaporizers and fuel economy products that work and some that didn't. Tested and retested, and I ran across Ron's Groove and gave him a call. I called some of the people on the forum that were early Gadget Men, asked their results, what they did, and they had everything good to say, nothing bad. I asked them how long it took them to get used to it, and most of them said within 2 or 3 grooves you could have it. And so I called Ron again, talked to him a little bit, still didn't make my mind up yet. Then Ron called me one day, and I was in another town changing tires, and he said, it's something you need to do, come out here to Arizona. So we discussed about what I knew, what I've done, and we kind of had a lot of the same ideas. And I wanted to try it firsthand, so I flew out to Arizona, and we spent about 3 days out there. We went to the racetrack and grew some vehicles out the racetrack.
Yeah, Bondurant Raceway. Yeah, that's right. You were part of that. Yeah.
And everything was a good success. While I was at his house at the shop there, the people would just walk up, and when a groove done, just drive up and ask, can I get it done? And we grooved those. And then we had people stopping in telling us what their mileage increases were and how happy they were and thanking Ron. So I felt like that was something I wanted to be a part of. So I had my personal license then. I went out there and I'd done that, and I came back and I called Ron and asked about getting an extension so I could go ahead and be certified totally, and worked it out, and I'm totally certified now. I've done, counting lawnmowers and things, probably 23 or 4 units, and I feel like I've had great success. Everybody's happy. One thing I tell people is you can have, you're going to notice your downshifting on hills is going to be a lot less. You're going to have a lot lower in torque. You're going to get some better mileage. Your emissions will be cut considerably. And one thing is I want to stress is the downshifting. If you've got especially like Dodge pickups. Those are terrible. About every hill they'll downshift. When you get this groove done, it'll take almost all of that out. So when you're driving down the road in cruise control, you'll have a smooth ride going down the highway, and it won't be dropping low and kicking up all the time.
I've heard you relate that to increased in power delivery.
Yes.
And that's one of the biggest things I have a difficult time expressing to people. Your vehicles, well, you think they're powerful now, and you're probably right. A little groove can make a big difference, you know.
Yes.
And I guess you've found that to be true also, right?
Yes. Yes. And if you have to give it time. We reset the computer, so it gives it time to train the computer. The computer on a car is a learning computer. It's just like a human. It learns. It has a capability of learning how you drive. So when you reset it, you take it back to the factory settings, start from zeros, and then you teach it. And the car will gradually give you the mileage, and it'll come, of course, to a certain amount, and that's where it's going to be. But it'll be within its parameters.
So now you've been in a number of, shall we say, enterprises that were based on fuel efficiency. I don't want to really mention any particular names because I understand that a great number of them have fallen by the wayside and been called under question by the authorities. Doesn't mean the technology was bad, but perhaps their business practices were, or a number of other things. But you've been around the block a few times, and you've seen a lot of other people doing business. Would you care to relate what we're doing in regards to what has been done that you've been experienced with, and is there anything different about what we're doing, you know? And
well, one thing is the support, as Dan was talking about. That's a big thing. It's kind of like buying a product on the web and you don't have a phone number. So if you have a problem with it, they say, well, email us, and you go through that hassle. Well, we have a website we can go on the forums, and we all are not afraid to give our phone numbers. You call us, we're going to tell you the way it is. We're going to help you any way we can, and if I don't know it, or Aaron doesn't know it, or someone else on the line doesn't know it, we're going to know somebody that probably does know it. So between all of us as a family, we will get it figured out. So don't give up. It's something that if there's some little thing, a vacuum leak is one of the notorious things that we have against us. And any engine can have one, but usually when you get 100 or 200,000 miles on them, they most likely have one, and they don't show up until you do something like the groove, because we're increasing the pressure wave in there. So it's going to show up more because we use that vacuum.
So I mean, just to bring it back just a little bit. So is that aspect of cooperation among team members something that is different with our organization than what you've experienced before?
Oh yes. Before, if you did have a phone number on some of the things that I've dealt with over the years, they'd answer it maybe the first 2 times, but when you really had a problem, they wouldn't either answer the phone, or the number would be shut off or changed. And this is personal experience. I have run into that. And at least now we have people to call, and we are a family. I mean, and we call each other anytime. I mean, it's something that we work out, and I feel comfortable doing it that way.
Dan, I've met many thousands and thousands of people since I started this, and they run all kind of scales, from being, oh God, this is the best thing since sliced bread, and they come in with their tails on fire, and then 3 days later you can't find them. And then there are some that come in and say, oh yeah, this thing will never work, or yeah, right, prove it to me first, kind of thing. And and then there's people that come in and just say, well, wait a minute, let me just take a look at this. Let's just see what's going on the big picture, the whole thing. The technology, okay, all right, well, we got a few thousand reports that the GageMan Groove works. Okay, all right, well, that's okay, it works. The people now, we're building the team of that, and I'm beginning to notice that there's a different dynamic between the people. which is really, I'm finding it very pleasantly surprising that really that we deal with the customer issues first before anything else. And that's been my dream, to take care of the customer, and in the process, well, we get to make a few dollars, but everybody gets happy at the same time. Overall, is this something that you'd recommend for other people, or is there some qualifications that you would give to somebody wanting to come in here?
Well, I'm not to say that it's for everybody, but I
Okay.
can say that with the proper training that anybody can do it. And so I do recommend that if you have any type of mechanical at all, for sure you need to do it. And you're going to help other people. If nothing else, they're going to gain mileage. Even if it's a couple miles a gallon, it's not going to take long for itself to pay for itself. And there are some big numbers. We have some tremendous increases, and I know they surprise all of the gadget men too when we get those big numbers.
What's the biggest gains you've ever experienced in percentage values or miles per gallon, however you want to put it?
I did a Jeep Wrangler that went from 14.4 to 23.5.
Well,
that's
cool.
Substantial. And
That's over 50%.
and he was very impressed, and he sold a lot of them for me. His own dad has even stopped me to say he wanted me to do one, and originally he wasn't for it.
Oh yeah, that's the guy that flagged you down, waving his hands like he was going to kick your butt, wasn't it?
Well, he stopped me, stopped me at the house. I was working on there. And then he let me know that he wanted me to do it as soon as he was financially ready.
And this is the same guy that told his son not to have it done on his Jeep, right?
He didn't recommend it.
And the son went behind his dad's back, did it anyway,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And his dad drove his son's Jeep
Yes.
and said, "What happened?"
Wow. Yes, he saw it. And that Jeep, of course, reads the miles per gallon as you drive, so that was a good thing too. So he could see it, even though we did liquid test it too. Anything we do before we say what it's getting, we always do a liquid test also.
A liquid test.
We fill it up, drive it, and then check how many miles we went for how many gallons we used.
You mean the old-fashioned way?
Right, and that's the true test compared to the computer, but usually the computer is close. There are times when they're off more if you leave it idle a lot, but this was running, and this is what they got, and they were really happy. I did a Chevrolet pickup, four-wheel drive. The boy had just bought it, and I taught a high school on some fuel economy tips.
We're down to 60 seconds now.
Okay, and he went from 10 to 20 miles to the gallon on his four-wheel drive pickup, and he was
10 to 20?
tickled. Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. Four-wheel drive pickup.
That's a 100% increase.
Yes.
Wow, that's cool. All right, so Dan, in the last few seconds remaining here, do you have anything personal that you would like to add to what you've already said?
Personally, I think everybody ought to try this and at least check it out. Go to the web, look this thing over good. If you got any questions, call any of us, me, any of us, any of the Gadget Men. Our numbers are on there. Just find the Gadget Man, click on that, and it'll pull it up. And ask each one of us. Call us all. And
call us all. We'll all tell you the same thing.
Well, yeah, but I mean, this way it's not just me and another one. You get them all. I did that, so it's where I feel comfortable.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Dan. I appreciate that. All right. I want you guys to do your own due diligence. Yeah, it kind of stopped, but it gives me a chance to restart. So I want you guys to do your own due diligence, do your own research, but keep your mind open as well as your eyes and your heart. And I think you're going to find what these guys have found that for themselves. So this is Dan Merrick from Sweet Springs, Missouri.
Yes.
All right. This is Dan Grieve from where? Springfield?
Ava, near Springfield.
Ava, near Springfield. And this, again, is Gadget Man saying, God bless y'all richly and warmly. And remember to smile for a stranger today, because you will both be glad you did. Bye-bye now.